Good morning. Happy Friday. It is day 12 of the journey. It's Friday. I hope everyone has had a wonderful week. Ready for the weekend. Do you I make time for myself. It is easy for me to make time for things that are important to me. My mental well-being and my emotional health depends on it. Pampering reminds me that I am a special person. It gives me the chance to commit my time and my money required to give myself personal self care and self love. When I treat myself well, it inspires others to treat me the same way. Remember earlier in the week, I shared with you about how important it was to teach people how to treat you. Taking time away helps me refocus on things that matter most to me. I avoid allowing the chaos and craziness of the day to day living to keep me from focusing on what's important. When we rebuild our spirit, it allows us to be a stronger source of support. Our families and friends deserve the best of us, right? We have to do what it takes to maintain our positivity so that we can bring peace, harmony, and encouragement to those that we love and that we encounter. Being introspective allows me to assess the role that others play in my life. It's always good to take some time and review the people that are in your lives, the role that they play. Like, do they bring positivity? Do they bring negative energy? Like, you need to look at that. Does your personality change around certain people? Do you shift into someone that you don't recognize? If that's the case, this is where we would use that time to do some self analysis, some introspective self analysis, because we shouldn't change. We're not chameleons. We shouldn't change depending on who we're around. We should show up the same way in the marketplace as we do in our church environment, as we do in our homes. It should be consistent. It should never be a question of who are we going to get today. I use my private time as well to gain knowledge. How do we learn? How do we gain knowledge? From books and or other sources that help enlighten our perspectives of the world around us. If you think back to being in school, and maybe even middle school, but I definitely remember high school and how we used to have to focus on current events, paying attention to what's going on around us in the world. No different than when we are seeking knowledge. Like, we should always be in a space where we continue to learn, where we want to learn. That also helps value. That brings us value to those we live with and work with. So today, ladies, I want you to acknowledge how important having a long time is. I know that it can be difficult if you are a new mom, if you are a seasoned mom, if you're married, kids or not, depending on how many things you put on your plate. I was a part of every committee, every organization, everything that was going on. Like, I filled up my time. And I don't know why, but I just feel like that I don't have kids, or I can do this and that. But you know what? Sometimes that's too much. I didn't learn until I had my children that I can't do all of those things, right? I needed to be in places that were pouring into me, that were teaching me, where I was learning, but I still kept my tie with one particular organization that helped me continue to grow and focus on my self development. But I stress this because even if you can only get 10 minutes a day to yourself, let that be the best 10 minutes of your self care, your self love. Whatever that hobby is that you used to have, whatever it is that you like, or just simple quiet time, just sitting and breathing. You need that space. And I know if you have young children, if you have kids, still at home because of this pandemic, it may seem difficult, but put it on your calendar. If you like digital, put it on your electronic calendar. If you like paper, write it in, schedule that time because you matter. Self care and self love matters. So we have to remember the importance of having that alone time. It makes us better. We show up better as to our spouse, we show up better to our children, we show up better to our community. My contribution to the world are more positive and more profound because I take the time to work on myself. I can say that today because I have not always stood in this space. I spent my time taking care of others and neglected my self care and self love. So if that's you, guess what? You can make that change today. Here are a few self reflection questions I want you to think about. So grab your journals. Question one: what self development activities can you participate in on your own? I'm sure you can find something. There's plenty of things online as well right now. The next question: what life lessons can I learn from those around me? Final question: how can I ensure that I make time for myself? I want you to take some time and think about these self reflection questions, and it will definitely help you um, teach yourself how to put yourself first. It's not selfish. You find your strength, you find your power in refueling yourself so you can show up and be all those things that you are to others. All right, ladies, I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful, fabulous Friday.